evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope tonight finds you well. Thank you for always tuning in. I appreciate all of that. Um, it has been a really intense energy week, and it started a little bit last week, not surprising, because of the full moon and the partial eclipse that we had. And we are in what they call eclipse season. And why is that? It's because we have two eclipses almost back to back. So we just had one, and we're getting ready to go into another one towards the end of May. And with eclipses, they always bring really intense energies. I always start to feel a little bit edgy before they come on, and I have to stop and think, "Wow, what is going on?" And then I realize, "Oh, we're getting ready for an eclipse." And it's so funny. Eclipses are all about change, pushing us to change in our life. And I find it so ironic that over the last probably 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, there's been a lot of change in my life personally. And all of this stuff that has been feeling stagnated or feeling like it just hasn't had any movement whatsoever for some time has just all of a sudden unleashed. It's like the floodgates have opened, and there's huge waves and things are going on. And I find it really amazing that it's right at the time when we've got eclipses coming on and going on. Um, I don't know if you guys have been feeling it too, if there's been big changes in your life. For me personally, the changes have been very good. However, they have pushed me out of my comfort zone quite a bit. And that's what eclipses do. They force us to change, usually good changes, but they definitely push us out of our comfort zone where we go, I don't know, is this really the right thing to do? Is this the right move? So, in my case, it has been really good changes that have been coming for a long time. And if you've, listened to my show, I've talked in the past about the seeds of manifestation and how we plant these seeds and we manifest in our life what we want. And there are some things that come to fruition very quickly. And then there's other things that take a little bit of time to come to fruition. So the really two big changes in my life have taken some time to germinate and to sprout. And boy, now here they are. And so it's like the universe is saying, okay, get ready. Here they come. So you always have to remember that when you are manifesting something in your life, that when it comes to you, you've got to be ready to take that open door when it's given to you. Otherwise, it's all about choice, right? So you could end up missing the boat a little bit if you don't take that open door that's been given to you. And of course, free will has its place in here as well. So, it takes a lot to be able to move forward, especially in something that makes us feel uncomfortable. And there's been so many signs, so many synchronicities around it all that show me that, yes, this is what I should be doing. This is the path that I should be taking, right? So tonight I was at a dinner event with some colleagues, and it was so interesting because I had just been talking to a colleague today about a story of when we lived out kind of in the country and we had a peacock. It was a neighborhood peacock, but he spent a lot of time in our yard. So we named him Sammy, Sammy the peacock. And ironically enough, two people at dinner tonight talked about peacocks. In fact, one actually had a peacock on his phone and said, "Oh, look, my sister has this roaming peacock in her neighborhood." And somebody else said, "Oh, I have a peacock that roams the neighborhood, and at night we can hear him." So there were all these synchronicities. For me, peacocks mean change. And I'm getting ready to change jobs. In fact, next week is my last week at this current job as I transition into something else. So big synchronicities, of the peacock showing up and it being around change. So, if we stop and we kind of look at what the universe is showing, we can find all different kinds of synchronicities. Um, in fact, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, "Universe, if I'm supposed to be going in this direction, show me bluebirds. If I'm supposed to be going in the other direction, show me redbirds." And she said that she took a trip, a business trip, and everybody kept talking about red birds, red birds, red birds, red birds. But today, when she opened up her Facebook page, it was all bluebirds, right? So it's about, looking at what the universe is bringing forward, because they're bringing forward to you what you have asked. You just have to be able to read the signs and say, what was it that I did ask the universe to bring to me as clarification? Because they will bring it to you, and you just have to know how to interpret their meanings. So hang in there. We're in for a little bit of a wild ride during the month of May, where it's all about change. And we have Mercury retrograde coming in as well in a week or so, which is all about reflection, which is all about looking at what we have accomplished, right? And preparing us for another eclipse and full moon that is going to create the change. So I know this energy this week has been really crazy. Emotions have ran high and it's been up and down, but hang in there. You can do it. I know you can. Look for the synchronicities and the things that you're asking for from the universe, because they're coming through, and they're coming through in big, big ways. All right. Fantastic. We have a caller on the line right now, and we are talking to Jenny in Nebraska City, Nebraska. Good evening.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm sorry, what you just said has me in tears. Yeah,
Oh,
it's been a roller coaster. uh,
yes.
I have all these things I want to ask, but I know I have to pinpoint, and it's kind of hard. I had some issues last year that I'm trying to resolve legally, and I keep hitting road bumps. And then my oldest daughter has just been a total turd, and I mean like the biggest one ever. And I think there's like something in my house, or someone I should say, that keeps moving things. And haha, that's funny, but I really needed that in a hurry. And then it'll show back up, and I'm trying to figure out who's here. And then I don't know if my dad would come through to maybe give me some advice. I'm
Wow.
sorry, I'm all over the place.
That is a
Really
lot.
emotional. And like what you said, you've got this. And I know I've got this. Just I need a semi to get through all the roadblocks.
Right,
um,
right. Oh, okay, so Jenny, let me kind of just sit with this for just a couple seconds here as I tune in. There's going to be just a little bit of silence, but I'll be right back with you. I just want to see what your guides have
wait,
to say for you. Okay.
okay, yeah, yep, not a problem.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Okay. Um, okay. So, Jenny, yeah, you're feeling that big push, that big change, that, I was just talking about, here at the beginning of the show. With the eclipse season coming, it's about big pushes and changes. And so this is what you're feeling right now, right? You're feeling very uncomfortable with things. Um, and it's just showing you that there is some movement going on. Because again, like me, they're showing me like you have been feeling very stagnated. Like you've been going, come on, this needs to move. Let's push this through. Let's do this. And it hasn't been happening, right? So
Right.
now the movement is starting to happen. Like they're showing
And
me,
I've
like
been
with,
feeling stronger. And I do ask the universe, and I, go out and stand in, to get some of the have the earth pull out some of the negativity, so I, refresh myself. If that makes sense.
excellent.
Um, and so, yeah, I understand what you mean. And it's hard because I have to let go of someone. Sorry, that has been causing so much drama and hurt in my heart. You know, and I just need,
Yeah,
and I've become stronger, through the years, but it's just hard letting go. And I know I
it
need to,
is.
or I'm not going to
It
be
is.
happy.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
so I don't know. I feel
Exactly.
like my life is like still on this Ferris wheel that's 100 miles an hour. It won't let me off. And I want the world to slow down a little bit and give me some direction as, you know, I want a better year.
Right. Right. Yeah. And so definitely, keep asking the questions, keep asking, what can I do to make this situation flow with more ease? Right. So be open ended. Ask them, ask your guides and your loved ones to show you what that is, what you need to do, and what steps you need to take in order to get there. I feel
Oh
like
yeah,
this
I've done
legal.
that, and all of it comes to cut her off, and I'm doing that. It's just she
Yeah.
just keeps showing up, and it's like, no, you just need to stay away. but
Right, right. And
uh,
for you right now, it is about, taking a look at who you are, who you're working with, who's part of your life, right? And sometimes we do have to make those hard decisions of letting people go, right? Because
yeah,
we served a purpose for each other, right? And when it becomes hard to be with that person or deal with that person, or there is a lot of drama, right? Sometimes that's just the indication that it's time to release those people and let them go. It doesn't mean that that you don't love them, you don't care for them, but it's just not working in your life anymore. And sometimes those are the hardest relationships to let go, right? So
yeah,
being gentle with yourself and saying, I know this is a hard relationship to let go, right? And it might take a little bit of time, but if you know it's not good for you, it's the best time to step away from that as well.
yeah.
Um,
It's one of my children, but
yeah,
she's just mean, and I hate to say
yeah,
that, but
yeah.
um,
And here
and if my
again,
dad
and
was still here, he would know, what to, because he was always there when she was younger, and she was like this, and it's just like, I don't know, quadrupled, her behavior. And it's like, I don't understand why she's so mean. I'm not trying to gloat or anything, but I've had people tell me all the time, you're such a nice person. And it makes me feel
right,
good. And I try to do things even for strangers, because the more good you put out, the more comes back, you know? And you
right,
put out bad,
exactly.
you get bad, and it just, and I've always tried to treat her good, even when she was bad. And I just don't understand why she's so mean. It just,
Right,
I don't know. But my dad, I'm asking him all the time, what should I do, or what does he see? And it's just hard because I used to get signs from him all the time, but I feel like he's been silent lately. I don't know.
right. So sometimes sometimes they do go off kind of offline, what I will say offline a little bit, because they're doing some
Mhm.
other work. They're never ever really gone from us, right? They could be changing in
Exactly.
vibration, right? And it just means that we are trying to understand their new vibration, right? They're trying to
Yeah.
understand our new vibration because as we go grow and shift and change, we shift in vibration, right? And so
Uh-huh.
when you're trying to communicate with somebody on the other side, we actually have to raise our vibrations up a little bit. And they actually have to they have to lower their vibrations a little bit so that we can be on the same wavelength. And so right now I'm being shown it's just that you guys are just off just a little bit on your vibrations. And so asking your angels and guides to come in to help you raise that vibration up just a tiny bit. It's not much, right? In order for you to be able to communicate better with your dad because he's
Does,
here.
does he
He's
does he come through to you at all, or I don't know. Maybe he's taking a nap.
no, he says he's here. He says he's here. It's just that you guys are on a just a little bit different vibrational level. And this is, you have to look at this as a good thing because this means you're growing, you're shifting, and you're changing spiritually. And every time we do that, we have to shift our vibrations a little bit more. Okay. So,
Hmm.
continuing your practices that you're doing is just increasing and helping you move and shift into something bigger and better where you can communicate with him even more. Um, I was
I'm
asking
sure
about the
you get
movement
this
in your
a lot, but
house.
he's okay.
What's that?
I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but he's okay. I mean, I know, I know he's in heaven, but I
Oh,
don't know.
he's doing great. He's doing great. He's showing me as a younger version of him, like in like his, like around his 50s, maybe even late 40s. So he's very energetic, very young, very vitalic. Um, and so, he's showing me this to tell you so that you know that he's doing really well on the other side. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, tell him. I know he hears me too, but Missy and I miss him tremendously.
Yeah. He
he was
knows and he
he was
misses.
he was my dad that didn't have to be my dad. He was not my birth father, but he raised me.
Yeah. He misses you too. You held a very special place in his heart. And you guys had a very unique bond, he's saying.
Yep.
Um, and it's very strong. It's very strong. One
Yeah,
that,
I never held anything back. He knew everything about me. I never kept any
yeah,
secrets, whether it was good or bad, and he always accepted me. And I'm not trying
yeah,
to, badmouth my sisters, but they had so many secrets that, oh no, I'd never tell Dad that. And I'm like, he's still gonna love you. And
right.
it just, I don't know, because I was the wild and free one of the kids. But he knew everything I ever did, whether it was good or
Right.
bad, and I couldn't lie to him ever. You know.
Yeah. Well, and he held no judgment. He really didn't. He
Exactly.
didn't hold
Yeah.
any
He was
judgment.
he was such a good man.
Yeah. He's telling me that he knew that you had to go out and experience things and learn these things firsthand because they weren't things that he could teach you, right? It was things that you
Uh-huh.
had to learn on your own. And the only way you could do that was learn by experience.
Yep. Sounds like Dad.
It- yeah. He kept a close eye on you, right? He was always there to lend that rope. He's like showing me this life vest, right? Like he would throw it out to you whenever you needed it. But he really did that from kind of stepping back and letting you be able to take your life and move it forward as it needed to go, right?
Hmm. Sorry. Ugh.
Yeah, so he's saying there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes. And if you can just be open to it and let it flow, it's meant to be the way they're meant to be. They're good things, okay? But they're going to feel
Okay.
uncomfortable for you. So he's saying keep an open mind and let them flow in, okay?
Okay.
There's going to
Um,
be some
I know.
shifts.
I probably can't ask anymore, but I don't know. This court thing. I don't know if I should let that go or I don't know. God, I wish he was here. Somebody did something really
He's
bad
saying
to me.
he's saying stop trying to control it.
Okay.
Let it be what it is, right? He's showing me that he's trying to help you on the other side, but you have such a tight grip on it that he's having trouble helping navigate you, okay? So you have to be able to trust that he's helping you on the other side.
Okay. I'm just I don't understand that part, but I'm sure it'll come to me.
I
Um,
feel like that there's going to be some big shifts and changes in your favor on this. If you can kind of
oh
just
God.
try to release it and let it go. Okay?
Oh, I see. So like just like let it go and let it be
Let it run
taken
its
care of.
course. Let it
Yeah.
run its
But not
course.
not
Yes.
like let it go, like give up, but just let them
No.
handle it and
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Let it run its course. Okay?
Okay, I understand now. That makes sense
Okay.
now. That sounds like something Dad would say too. It's like something happens, you can't do a whole lot about it, but do your best.
Yeah. It's frustrating sitting on the other side of the fence waiting for things to happen, but they will happen. So just let it be what it is. Okay?
Okay, I understand.
Okay. So Jenny, we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So I have to say good
I'm so
night, but I
sorry
want
to
to
me
say
to take
thank you
up
so
so much
much.
of your time.
Oh, absolutely not. That's why I'm here. I want to say thank you for calling in, and I hope it's been helpful.
Oh, I love listening to you. You are so terrific.
Oh,
I feel
thank you.
blessed to be able to talk to you.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel so good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for
Well,
helping so many people.
oh, you're very welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
Oh, you too. And happy early
Okay.
Mother's Day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Well, that does it for me, everyone. A happy early Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. I wish you all the best. You can reach me over at my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com and my Facebook pages, Julie YeagerWalker Medium or Your Time to Shine. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll see you next week.